Welcome back to Money Growth Project. I'm coming to you guys today with a video that I'm sure many of you who watch my Vegas content are going to like because it's a familiar face you guys have seen. So guys, go ahead and, well, you're going to be the one saying hi. So Pompsie, say hi to everybody.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for clicking on the video.
Yeah, so I'm hanging out today, guys, with Pompsie. We're going to be talking about video editing because that is something, if you haven't checked out his channel called Pompsie, there'll be a link down below for it. You guys can check out his Vegas channel. This guy is awesome at video editing. So we're going to talk a little bit about his experience video editing and all that kind of stuff he has, but also if you want to be a freelance video editor, whether it's going to be a side hustle or it's going to be a full-time income, how you can do that to make extra money for yourself or eventually turn into a full-time income like Pompsie has. And also if you're a business owner and you want to hire a video editor and you need help with trying to give them direction for what you want, he can help with that as well. So this is his wheelhouse, this is his expertise. So, thanks for coming on, man.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to shed some info.
Cool, man. Well, actually, so how long have you been video editing? When did you first start?
So I first started, I'm 28 now. I first started when I was a kid, like around 13 or 14, just for fun. Studied through high school and college. And then when I was about 20, it was the first time I was actually employed to do video editing, like I guess professionally.
And who were you employed by?
I was working for a tech company, and basically I was doing the social media / photo and video work for the company. The company was called F2B Services. It's they did technology for events, like different events, travel, stuff like that. Yeah.
And then
trade shows. That's what I meant to say.
Okay. And then from there, one of these videos. This is on your channel. If you go back into the history a bit, probably the most notorious job you had was working for
Vaynermedia. Yeah. It's just a digital advertising company in New York City. Yeah.
So even how you got that job was a pretty cool story. I watched it on your channel, but
thanks, man.
You're welcome, bro. So getting that job, how long were you with Vaynermedia? I
was only there for 6 months.
Okay.
Basically, I had an opportunity to do that, and long story short, I basically made a creative video that got me hired there. And so I was working in New York for about 6 months doing videography and editing as well for their clients and stuff like that. And yeah, that was an awesome experience.
So, but how was the experience working at Vaynermedia? I mean, that's some pretty good experience to have. Like you said, you were doing the video, not just the editing, but now the video side of it too. So, I mean, obviously seeing the other side of, seeing it from the video perspective versus the editing perspective must have helped a lot.
Yeah,
especially what you do now.
Yeah. For a long time, my expertise was mostly editing. I didn't really have as much professional experience on the videography side, so that actually balanced it out a lot. So I definitely learned a lot with more about shooting because I relied on editing mostly for that up until that point.
Yeah. So I mean, you would recommend if someone's a video editor to actually get used to doing some filming as well?
Oh yeah, I think in today's climate, whatever you want to call it, it goes hand in hand. You need to have both. When I worked at Vayner, the specific job I had was called the Predator role. It's a horrible name. I don't know why they call it this, but it stood for producer, videographer, editor. Predator. So you basically had those 3 roles in one, but mostly it was the videography and the editing role, but also a little bit of producing. And what they mean by that was more of being a director. So it would be up to you to kind of tell the talent, to direct them, but to also be shooting it and then also have to edit it on the back end too,
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, so let's talk about, and obviously that has led to where you are today, where now you make a full-time income online. I mean, really from the skills that you've learned over these years. Now, if someone was brand new beginning, now granted, anybody can just go on YouTube and watch videos now and learn like that. But if someone was a beginner, and they've got no background on this, nobody in their family knows anything about it, and they want to start, what would you tell them, what software to start with, or where, what reference point would you give them? What direction would you help them go in?
Yeah, this is a good question. This is a question I get every day almost. it's honestly, it's crazy. But I always recommend for people to simply start with your iPhone or your smartphone, get a cheap tripod, and then just learn how to use that, because these phones are really, honestly, you can do so much with them. You just need to get a tripod for it. And then whatever computer you have, just learn with that. That's what I learned with. I think a lot of people think they have to spend a lot of money to start, which is just not true. So yeah, start with your smartphone, get a little cheap tripod for it, and edit on whatever computer you have. For Macs, the best beginner software I would say is iMovie. It comes for free on the Mac. And then I'm not too familiar with the PC world anymore, but there's a number of free editing softwares that are for PC as well. You just have to search them up. I just don't know off the top of my head because I've been using Final Cut and Adobe programs for the last like 10 years, I'd say. So I'm kind of like not too up to date on the free programs.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk. So someone now, so they've got that beginning, they got a little bit of a foundation, but they want to start making money from doing this. So let's talk about how you would find clients. Before you're making full-time income, how would you actually go and find clients and find people to do videos for?
For sure. Yeah. So basically like what I did was, so once you like start to get a flow, you're learning the basics and you know what you're doing. Maybe you even upgrade your camera setup and maybe you upgrade your software and you're feeling like okay, it's time to actually be a professional, get paid. What I did was I would recommend getting a full-time job that is looking for like a videographer role or video role, something small. And a lot of times what's going to happen is maybe the job will be like the video stuff won't be the main part of the role. And what I mean by this is like the first job I got, the main position for me was to manage the website of the company. But on the side, they were saying like you can do some video stuff, create some videos for the website and photo stuff. And so that was kind of like, okay, I'm getting paid technically to do video stuff. So that's what I would say, just, try to get a full-time job that way. But if you want to go the freelance route, if you don't want to do that, the way I did it was after my 9 to 5, what I would be doing was I would go on YouTube, find like YouTube channels that are pretty popular, doing well, that I thought maybe could use editing services. And so what I did was I would research, I would find their emails, and I would just direct email them and take my time to write an email, and I would say something along the lines of, hey, my name is Chris, I'm a videographer from New Jersey, blah, 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 blah. I love your channel. I would love to do some editing for you. I'm affordable. I can like do a quick turnaround, something like that. And 9 times out of 10, they won't respond, but like, that 10th time they will. And maybe what I did was I would say like the first 2 videos are free. Like if you like it, we can talk about pricing. And that, to be honest, I got a lot of opportunities that way, and it worked out for me. And then as far as pricing, like the way I did it was I did it per video edit. I didn't do it per hour. I would do per piece of content, and I like that formula because it would motivate me to, if I'm quicker and more efficient, I'm still getting paid that same number, And that's basically like how it was done. I had one client that I would make sure is happy, and then slowly I would like be emailing to try to get that additional client, and then just build up my client base like that. Yeah.
So you like doing it per project for price, not like per minute of like final production?
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I think clients appreciate that too, because it's simpler for them to be like, here's the footage, that'll be $200 for that edit. I don't have to crunch numbers on how like,
right, whether it's 4 minutes, 6 minutes, 12 minutes, and it's like
exactly,
it's going to be a flat fee.
Yeah. So
let's flip over and try to help out. Like, say a company is looking for a freelancer, or say, some YouTuber wants to hire someone to do their editing for them, and where would you tell them to go? Because sometimes people reach out to you on YouTube, but if you have to go find your own, there's a whole bunch of different websites and places and things you can do. What would you recommend?
Yeah, that's tough. I know there's a number of websites, like there's one called Upwork, and you can find freelancers that way. And the thing that's cool about Upwork is they have like a rating system and review system, so you can see like all information. Like they did 100 projects and they're like a 4.8 star, and these are their reviews from their clients, and then some of the higher rated freelancers will have $500 per edit or $1,000 per edit, whereas the lower rated ones maybe are cheaper, or the newer ones are cheaper. So Upwork is really good for that. And then there's There's a few similar ones. I think Elance, if I'm not mistaken, that's another one, similar style. And then Fiverr is another one. Yeah, those are some good options. And then obviously there's, there's like Craigslist. I don't know if you want to do that.
Maybe not on that one.
Yeah, but those are the ones. Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's also talk to like when someone comes to you and maybe it's somebody who's had a storefront business for years, but they've always done word of mouth. They've never done any kind of digital marketing, and they're like, look, they said, I want some video made for my business, but they're like, I don't know what to do. Like, can you just make me like a cool video? And then people come to you and they say that they give you almost no direction. What do you do when someone says that, or how do you handle that? Basically, how do you help them figure out what they want?
Yeah. Oh, so I guess what I would do if I was put in that position is I would just ask them to send me examples of videos they like. And then I would use those videos as a kind of like a template for my video for them. For me, I always need to have some frame of reference. Like if there's no direction or no vision at all, like we have to figure that out. So I would say like, I would tell like the business to please just search the internet for tonight and then send me a couple of links of what you like how long you want the video to be, like the style. Do you want to have do you want to have narration, things like that. And then I would just go from there.
And then when you're working with them, and sometimes, because some clients are better than others, some are easier to work with than others. And what if you have, your client, how do you decide how many if they want it done again, like how many revisions you're going to give them? Would you normally give them like 2?
Yeah, that's a good point. You have to be
firm,
upfront, whatever you want to call it. You can't be. Yeah, that 10-minute thing, and it'll be 10 times the amount of work for you. And so so that's it. That's important.
Right. Yeah, you're gonna add a lot of stress to your life by not setting that up in the beginning.
100%. Because when you're building the freelance thing, you're not going to be making money. You're going to be like losing money. You're going to be failing.
You're starting off at a loss to begin with.
And you have to be practical. So you need to have that 9 to 5, whether it's just door dashing 9 to 5 or whatever, maybe it's not related to video at all, I think that's just so important. And for me, what I ended up doing was, after I flipped from the 9 to 5 to my freelance business, editing for clients, what I started doing was, that was my main thing. And then on the side of that, what I was doing was building up my personal YouTube. And then after a couple of years, I started making money from YouTube. And it's risky because you could lose that one. For me, I was willing to take that risk because I left on good terms on the 9 to 5, and that's what I would suggest. Try to, when you're flipping, your freelance.
It could be sink or swim.
Yeah.
When you're doing that kind of thing. So.
Exactly.
Well, that's awesome, man. I appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hopefully,
you're the go-to guy here in town for this kind of topic, so I figured you'd be a good one to have on for it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm sure anybody who wants to be a freelance editor and make it a full-time income appreciates it as well.
Yeah.
So hey, man. So thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Remember, guys, link to his channel will be down below. He's got a nice big channel here in Las Vegas, showing all kinds of cool stuff here around town. So check him out. That's how we know each other, is through our Vegas content. So thanks again for coming on, man.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Good luck, guys. Very practical, very simple practical advice, but it's really, that's all I really did besides working hard.
On that note, we're going to end it. So guys, it's Money Growth Project. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in another video.